once you have an idea of what you're going to be in terms of the fluff of the story or the background of your character, there's a couple of mechanical parts to take a look at. There's a couple of dice pools that come into play whenever you roll to try and do anything. We'll get more into that later. First one is going to be discipline. Next is permanent madness, which will increase, and for the sake of me as the GM, it will get more and more interesting. Your permanent madness and the madness dice you decide to risk will let you do things that go well beyond the range of human and superhuman to the point of just being surreal. Current exhaustion starts at 0, and as soon as you add 1 to it, which you can do on any roll, you will be able to use more dice to increase your successes, but the closer you get to 6 full dice, the closer you get to falling asleep, which is bad, because as soon as you stepped into the Mad City, the nightmares realize where you are. As soon as you're asleep, you're defenseless against them. Responses, like fight or flight, you're able to assign 3 boxes there. These will decide how your character responds in situations. This character was aggressive, so I kept 2 boxes of fight, which I'd use for dice. Which I'd use to get checked off if situations required it, and just 1 flight, which would be running away or backing down from a confrontation. The GM gets to pick these if you fail a roll, and they end up winning. Talents, you write down your exhaustion talent, which is something that you do really well on a mundane human level. So for Johnny Knuckles, I went with a theme and I picked brawling. The madness talent is where things go off the rails. My madness talent, I had picked tattoos. So depending on how much madness I decided to risk, I could do things like having a tattoo shift into different shapes, or reach away from my body, or to the point where they actually peel off of my body and act with their own agency, doing what I want. Scars, which exist on the main character sheet, are something that would come into play if we continue on with this game and turn it into a campaign. They're things you can check off in future episodes, as you point back to things that happened in your past, in-game, that you're going to use to power something that you're trying to do now.